planning system is a complex process that can seem quite intimidating for those who haven't experienced it before. The purpose of the planning scheme is to help shape our municipality in a sustainable way that meets the needs of our community, now and into the future. In this video, we'll give you an overview of the state planning controls and how Council utilises these to make planning decisions, and what you as a community member can do to best ensure that your voice is heard. To give you an overview, let's go back to the basics of planning. The Victorian Government is responsible for establishing the planning framework for the state. These are the regulations that Council must follow when making decisions on planning matters in the municipality. You might have already heard of Plan Melbourne. This is a metropolitan-wide strategy that manages Melbourne's growth until 2050. There is also the Planning and Environment Act 1987, which is the legal framework for how the planning system operates. Very simply, the planning framework is set by the Victorian Government, and councils like Maroondah City Council have to adhere to it. This includes planning for the population growth, assessing all planning applications, and identifying where certain developments can and cannot occur. Council can only make decisions on proposed applications based on frameworks set down by the Victorian Government. Put simply, if an application meets all the requirements of the planning framework, Council must approve the application. Alternatively, if an application does not meet the requirements of the framework, Council must refuse the application. One of the biggest challenges we face at the moment is that Melbourne is a fast-growing city. There are more than 3.4 million new residents expected by the year 2050, and we need additional dwellings and infrastructure to cope with this increase. In Maroondah alone, this will mean roughly an extra 18,000 residents by 2036, and the need for up to 10,000 new homes. While we cannot control population growth in Maroondah, Council has local strategies in place which are focusing major developments into parts of the city that are most able to accommodate it. By doing this, we've been able to better protect the social and environmental features of Maroondah that residents love. For example, despite the increased development in the municipality, the amount of tree coverage in Maroondah is on the increase, according to our latest data. This is just one of the many ways in which Council's strategic planning work is achieving positive outcomes for the community. While the Victorian Government's role is to set planning framework, Council is responsible for independently considering all applications for the municipality. You may notice that the Council advertises these permit applications for the proposed developments. This is not because we condone or approve these applications. It is because it's the law to do so, and because we want to hear the community's thoughts on them. It's important to remember that the Council will use all resources available to independently assess the permit application and either approve or refuse the development. This is where the public can help inform Council's decision. If you are objecting to the proposed development, it is helpful to have a suggestion or alternative plan in place about how your concerns can be addressed, while still keeping within the planning guidelines. As an example, there is a development proposed for your street that has balconies overlooking into your yard. You don't want people being able to look into your yard. So when putting in an objection, it is also your opportunity to suggest a change to the application. This could be suggesting that the development only include balconies that face the street. This would provide Council with an opportunity to discuss that suggestion with the developers and possibly result in a change to the application. This way, the outcome could be beneficial to both parties. This isn't the only opportunity you have to have a say on planning in Maroondah. As a resident, you can help shape the bigger picture by contributing to various strategic planning reviews carried out by Council. For example, on issues such as heritage, vegetation, or activity centres, keep an eye on Council's website for more information on how to have your say on current and future projects. To have your say on state planning framework mentioned earlier in the video, you must do this through the Victorian Government or by contacting your local Member of Parliament. This could include things like the level of car parking required for developments and what cannot be built in certain zones. I hope this introductory video has helped you better understand the planning system and what it means for you. We want to do what is best for our community so that Maroondah can become an even better place to live, work and play.